going on, YouTube? Smoky Mountain Piper here, and today I'm going to do a cigar review for you guys. This particular cigar, they actually sold it at my place of work, and they had about, let's see, they have two other cigars there that are actual like cigars. They're not like those cheapo cigars, like that you would expect at like a grocery store. You know what I mean? This is totally top quality premium tobaccos. Okay, I don't remember the other two brands. I remember I tried one of them. It was an interesting taste. I don't know if it was because of the brand or what it was. It was an interesting cigar. It's something that I would probably try again just to give it a second chance, but if it's still the way how it is, I probably wouldn't smoke it again. But they actually had Cohiba Blues, and they sold them individually, and they're about $2 and some change more than the other two cigar brands that they sold. Like I said, it's a top quality cigar. Like I said, I've had Cohiba before. Not exactly blue, but I've had other types of Cohibas. I believe these things for a 25 pack, I think they're around like 100, maybe 80 some dollars. Possibly, I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds right because every time I try to get some, they're either super expensive just to buy them individually for my taste, or they're just totally out of proportionate pricing for the 25 to whatever, um, I guess, box or pack or whatever that they come in. But like I said, I've had one already. I bought two. Um, about a few days ago, I bought them at my place of work, and they smoked the one that I smoked. It's almost like smoking a really good packed pipe. It has the milkshake or the straw consistency of drinking something through a straw. It was very surprisingly well made and just like wow. So I figured I would give this review for you guys just in case, because I'm pretty sure you guys have had Cohibas before. But I'm gonna do a twist on it. All right, I almost live by this now, and the wrapper is already coming off, so I'm just gonna take the wrapper off. But Cohiba Blues, yeah, Cohiba Blue or Cohiba Blues, however you want to pronounce it. It's fine. Ah. Okay. Do a punch cut. I like the punch cuts. I like the B cuts. I like the all cuts. It's not really that big of a deal for me. As long as I can get an airway through to smoke the thing, it's perfectly fine. I mean, is there a cut that you prefer? Like dead on, like, oh, like I only cut my cigars V cuts, or I only do the punch cut. Like I'm just that way. If you're like that, let me know down in the comments. To me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like I've cut a cigar using a pair of scissors, like a regular pair of scissors. I've used a knife to just put a couple of slots at the end of the cigar. All right, now I'll move this back. Okay. Can't see me all that well, but that's fine. Alright. I pretty much live by this now. Ever since I saw that video done by Arnold Schwarzenegger and a bunch of other people I was watching, I pretty much live by it now. Almost. I'm gonna pour myself a drink. And I'm going to dip my cigar. First, I'm going to take the cedar. And you can use whatever drink you want. I'm just using this because this is how I am. I don't care if somebody's going to look at me and go, why are you using an energy drink or whatever? I'll use soda. I will use anything that I'm drinking at that time. That's just how I am. Alright. It's all nice and coated. I like listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger talk about how he got the idea of being in doing the movie Total Recall and him being in Mexico City, and you know, he goes into a 5-star restaurant and all that stuff. I just like that story. I like to hear it. I'll look it up every once in a while, and I'm not gonna roll it because this table's filthy, but I am gonna pop this back up. Pop. And I do have my butane lighter that my brother Steven gave me because he's more of a red guy, so. Toast the cigar. I watched a video, kid you not, about proper cigar etiquette and how to smoke a cigar, and they're telling me about this and that, how to light it. And, it's interesting to see what other people do. I guess you're not supposed to let the flame hit it when you're lighting it. You're only supposed to let the heat from the lighter do the actual lighting or whatever. Ugh. Pipes and drinks, drinks and pipes. Pipes and cigars, cigars and drinks. Drinks and cigars. And this is it's definitely a Connecticut cigar. It's got that bitter tea taste. A lot of people like it. It's a decently strong cigar. It's not crazy, but it's something that, for me, I definitely want to drink with. It's kind of one of those, but it is a good smoke. Like I said, it's got a good pipe sensation, like drinking something from a straw. You want that resistance, and you'll have it. Um, it's good. It's definitely a quality cigar. Definitely quality made. It definitely, with Arnold Schwarzenegger's method, it definitely gives it a little bit more of a sweeter taste. When I smoked this for the first time, about maybe a week or so ago, it definitely had a stronger taste. It's definitely a lot mellower now than the other one. But then again, I did do the whole, spiel, as Arnold would say. It's such a good spiel. As like I said, I was like hearing him talk about it. Like I said, you can use anything. Like I said, I don't care who you are. I don't care. You know, like we're out in public. You probably wouldn't do that out in public, but like you go to a bar, you get a rum and coke. Hey, go ahead. I probably already told you this, but there's a place in town we used to go to a lot. Um, Maybe about a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, even before the pandemic, we quit going for some odd reason. I guess just because things were, life was getting a little hectic, and they had a like a porch, like a deck, I should say, front deck. And you go out there. They had a TV, big screen TV out there. It was really cool. You could smoke. You could eat things like that. And a lot of the times people would be pretty cool about it. Because a lot of them they'd be smoking cigarettes anyway. But I just remember this one lady one time just flipping out like, "What is that god awful smell?" And I'm just sitting there, I'm smoking a pipe. It's an aromatic, pipe or pipe tobacco. And she's just flipping out. I'm just like, "What in the world is up with you, lady? Like, you're smoking. Like, I didn't know what the heck she was smoking. She was smoking something. It might have been Marlboros or something like that. It was like, whatever cigarette. And she's flipping out about what I'm smoking. She's like, "What is it?" And she just, meanest thing I've ever seen, meanest thing I've ever heard. She's just like, "No, don't give me none of that crap, lady." But it's whatever. But this cigar, the first few puffs on the cigar is gonna be a little bit rough. Give it some time, like the first inch, it's gonna mellow out for you a little bit more. Um, that strong tobacco-y taste that you get when you first started out it's not as harsh anymore. So I mean, it's definitely mellowing out. This video I was watching about how to smoke a cigar, they were telling me about like the first inch or whatever is. They had certain names for it, I couldn't remember, but it was just like there was strong points and then there was a mellow point and then it goes back to the strong point. Apparently, like the first inch or so is the strong point, and then like all the way down until about where like the wrapper would be at, and you're smoking the wrapper, and those people that just continue to smoke things until they can't smoke it anymore. Like they take the um, corn cob holders and they put it in there, which is a good idea. You want to get out of your cigar because you invested into them. But I guess that's the harsh, second harshest part of the cigar is at the beginning and the end. So I found that quite interesting, which is true in a way. And then they said something about you're supposed to puff on a cigar like a minute or whatever, between a minute and of a puff or whatever or something like that. It's an interesting video. I take it. I believe that the advice that they were giving you about smoking a cigar was more for like cigar lounges. Um, if you've ever been to one, really cool. Write down where you've been. Where can I find one? Stuff like that. And I mean, I don't have to go to a cigar lounge to smoke a cigar, but if I wanted to be able to like meet other cigar enthusiasts, it'd be an idea to do. But I really don't need to go to a cigar lounge. Not that it wouldn't be a neat experience, because you could probably learn more things from people, but just in general, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. But I do like the lighting trick that the guys gave me about not letting the actual flame hit the cigar, let the heat hit the cigar in a way. And you get an even burn, like I said, the way how I do, you get an even burn, so I'm not worried about. They said something about if you get a cigar too hot, you'll get different flavors and changes, and sometimes it's a little bit harsher. But yeah. I just think like if a cigar is, if it's a certain tobacco, like especially when you try new cigars, you're gonna have to get used to that cigar. You may not like it right away. It's just like I love Diesel, but there's some Diesel cigars that it's just like whoa, like I can't smoke that thing. Like good God, you know what I mean? And then you try it again, and it's like oh okay, I like it. There's just like certain Connecticut's. I'm more of a Maduro smoker. I like the chocolate, the bittery chocolate with the peppery spice wrapper, and you pair that off with a good Bloody Mary, and I mean you're good to go. Like I said, I can drink and smoke anything. It really don't matter. Um, you give me a gas station cigar while we're fishing or whatever. Hey, I'm happy. It's something to get the help the time go by and help you to make that relaxation even more relaxing by maybe maybe you catch a bunch of fish and you're all excited and it's like well I want to smoke, I want to calm myself down. There you go. It just really depends, but I'm actually really enjoying the cigar. Trying not to use that damn word, but I'm failing miserably. I'm enjoying the cigar. Again, it's a top quality cigar. I'm gonna buy one of these probably for Brother Steven so he can try one. But they're $8 a piece. I mean, it's not like for some people that's a lot of money for just one cigar. Like I can buy a cigar for like six some dollars, five some dollars, and it'd be a good quality cigar. Like I can buy some a Toro Fuentes, which is one of my personal favorites, and like just wow, like for seven some dollars a piece, that's not bad. I mean, for $8 for the quality of the cigar you're getting, it is worth the price, but I can't buy them all the time. I would rather buy a 30 some dollar or 40 some dollar bundle of 25 cigars and go with that. But that's just me. So I'm gonna flick the ash off. I inhaled. Oops. Don't inhale. Oh wow. I remember when I inhaled a cigar. I was at a buddy's house before I moved down to North Carolina. Up in Michigan. It was summertime. My buddy gave me a cigar. He's like, "Dude, you look like Scarface with that thing like that, and all this." I'm going like, "What?" And I accidentally inhaled, and it was a big one too. Just like, and I was like, I felt like I was dying. And it was a black and mild cigar. It was just a cheapo little cigar, crappy cigar. Oh my god! And my friend John, he had to start playing. He's like, "Oh, hey, let's watch a funny movie to get your mind off of it." I'm like, all right. So we watched Scary Movie 4 or Scary Movie 3, one of the two. Never seen it before, and I'm just like, all right. Well, I know scary movies are funny as hell. Now I'm watching, I'm laughing, my chest is hurting. I'm just like, oh my god, don't make me laugh. That's hurting so bad. He's like, dude, are you for real? I'm like, dude, yeah, dude. He's like, dude, you're such a pussy. I'm just like, no, I'm not. How am I a pussy? He's like, dude, man, I've been inhaling. I'm like, I don't care how long you've been inhaling. I'm not used to inhaling. I did it on accident. I am hurting. And finally, about maybe 2 hours gone by, finally, it started to not hurt as bad. But I hate inhaling. Oh my god. Ugh. But anyway, Cohiba or Cohiba, however you want to say it, highly recommend them. I almost recommend every freaking thing that I smoke because it's always good. It's hard for me to find something that I don't like, and I'm pretty sure everyone out there is the same. You're not, I guess if you were to do like pros and cons of a cigar, there's really not that many of them. Unless you cut one open. I remember, what am I was in elementary school. It was Dare or the Dare program where the officer comes and teaches you about drugs and all that stuff. Or I can't remember which one, but they had another one, the Look program. And then they were talking about apparently a guy cut open a cigar and found that on the tobacco there was a cockroach or some type of bug wrapped in the cigar. And then something about bird feces and all that stuff that's on the cigar and stuff like that. I'm going like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going like, that's pretty stupid. But as a kid, I'm going like, ugh, that's nasty. But as a kid, you're trained to think these things like, oh, that's bad. Don't do that. Don't drink. Don't do drugs. Like I agree, don't do drugs. Drink, to enjoy the drink, but don't overdo it. Don't do drugs. I don't. Smoke tobacco. Smoke marijuana. It's here. It's an herb. Who cares? I mean, just be responsible. Either way, even with cigars, be responsible. Don't be handing it to a 5-year-old kid. Here, smoke up, Johnny. Like, like Bender was on the Breakfast Club. I got for Christmas, Claire? A carton of cigarettes. The old man grabbed me and said, "Smoke up, Johnny." Like, oh man. Not that he was 5 years old, but you get the picture. Like, yeah, hey. Like some people, that's a pretty damn good gift. But stocking stuffer. But yeah, I just remember that story. Like, oh yeah, they found a cockroach or some type of bug in the cigar, and I've watched videos where all the wrappers and the filler looks very clean. It doesn't look like they just. I'm pretty sure like they take good care of it, because I know the growing process is a bitch to grow tobacco. I mean, it's almost as hectic as weed. You got to have a solar light or whatever for it. You got to plant it in like a small container first, then transplant it to a bigger one until it's big enough to be able to survive being outside in the ground, and then going on from there. So it's a bitch. I know it's a bitch. My papa and uncles and all that stuff used to grow tobacco right out in this field over here. Like behind this woodshed right here used to be tobacco growing. Okay? So I know for a fact. I have nails in my barn, and I'm looking at. I'm like, why are all these nails? And my dad would say, "Well, that's to hang up tobacco to make it dry." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I know the process. It's a fun process, a hard process, and a bitch process. But we do it because why? We enjoy the fruits of our labor. Just like regular planting. I'm gonna plant some tomatoes. What are you gonna have? The fruits of your labor. And that's why I'm enjoying this right now. It's not my fruit that I planted, but someone else's fruit, still good, I guess. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I was watching, was it Men in Black 2 or Men in Black 3? I think it was 2. The little worm things or whatever, they're at the MIB headquarters, and Frank, he's got his cigar in his mouth, and the rest of them are smoking cigars. I'm just going like, yep, that's probably me. And like, I would probably be in that gang right there, smoking a cigar or whatever with them. Ugh, it's so warm out. Like, it's not like warm, but the sun is nice and warm. It's about 40, almost 50 degrees, maybe 46. Whatever the snow that is left, I'll show you. Out in that field right there, all that white out there, that's the from yesterday's or last or not the day before's snowstorm that we finally got. Which I hope everybody out there is doing all right. I hope you didn't lose power. A friend of mine, Summer, that lives right down the road from me, she lost power, I guess, and finally got it back on last night or something like that. But we didn't lose power. We were very, very happy about that. Not that it's a big deal or nothing like that. I have a fireplace. I can just have a fire and smoke a pipe or a cigar next to it and have a drink, and I'm good. Like I said, have me a blanket. I'm fine with that. But in my where I was working at the grocery store, I guess they closed at 6:30 the other day. I guess because people were getting scared about the storm or whatever, because it was cloudy and everything during the day. It was pretty cold too. The wind sucked. Um, like nobody was there, barely any customers. You know, it was finally slow again, which was really nice. And I got like four days off. I have today's my second day off. I'm gonna enjoy it as best as possible. And then my next 2 days, Wednesday when I get paid, I gotta go to the store and grab a few things. Might go to my brother's house, go beat on them a little bit and see what they're up to. Other than that, but the snow is melting, so the roads are probably going to be safe from now on until God knows when, until it's either it snows again or whatever. I don't think it's going to snow again, but I think that's going to be about it for the snow of 2022. And I guess springtime awaits pretty soon, and then we get to change the clocks back so that we have more light during the day, which I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to warmer weather. I'm looking forward to sunny days, high of 60 degrees, you know, just wear a nice hoodie, or whatever to keep you warm. And when you get too hot, take it off. And when you get too chilly again, put it back on. I like that type of weather. I like comfortable weather, not, you know, not weather where you can't enjoy being outside. It's just no fun. You know what I mean? It's just. But then again, we 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 rely too much on AC and heating, central heating sometimes, you know. But anyway, I'm going to finish smoking this really good cigar. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We are at 132 subscribers. Thank you big time to you guys. 132. That's a milestone for me. Like, that's no joke. Like, seriously, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Like, it really does mean a lot to me. I just, that's pretty big. If I can get up to 200 by the time of August 18th, my birthday, my 32nd birthday, I'll be pretty happy with that. If not, or at least closer to 200 by then, that would be great too.